Morning. How's everybody today? It's October 12th, 2024. And for those of you who don't know, I'm up in Ontario and it's starting to get cold. Hence why I look like a Canadian wearing flannel. So we're at the garden. Check it out. Lots of stuff. We're basically getting to the point of the season where I need to harvest most of what's left here before the frost kills it. Because I have 2 weeks to have this entire garden torn down to dirt for the property owner. I got an email today. So basically the process today is I've got my 2 boys, they're right over there. We're gonna go for a quick walkthrough for the garden. I'll show you what's still growing, surprisingly, because this week we got cold temperatures overnight that got so low I had literal ice on the window of my van in the morning when I went to go to work. I was expecting to come here and find the entire pepper patch toast, but it's somehow pulled through. So basically the plan today is we'll go for a walkthrough. I'll show you what's still here, what's growing. I'm going to do a couple of videos in between this one and the final video. I'll film at the end so you guys can see what we've stripped out. And we're just going to kind of go with that. So we're still harvesting stuff, obviously. So today we have red beets and golden beets. We're probably going to strip that entire patch. We've got all these peppers, and I've been trying to let them go because I wanted more red peppers than green. So some of them are doing okay. I really need these paprika peppers to ripen up for me, but we still got lots of yellow ones here. So I may just actually pull those plants, take them home, and harvest them at my house. The tomatoes are basically shot. Like, we got blight and all kinds of crap wiping out my tomatoes. Look at all the romas on the ground. Look at them all. They're just falling off the plants. But a lot of them are sick, right? They don't look good. There's blight on them. So we'll see what happens there. So my kids today are going to be helping me tear stuff down because I have to clear all of these trellises, right? See? So we're going to harvest things like the beans, like these. These are the Seychelles beans. They're really nice looking, except for the fact they got rust on them. I missed the harvest date, but so my kids are basically going to harvest things like these dried beans, and we're just going to dry those and store them for next year. What else we got? We got this massive wall of cucamelons. That whole thing is all cucamelons, right? See? Cucamelons look like little tiny watermelons. These things are scrumptious. I'm going to eat this one right now because that's how I roll. Over here, we've got the Blue Lake pole beans. Kids are going to pull those. So we have lots for next year. If you can, you want to dry your beans right on the vine. See? Then they get nice and crispy in the sunshine. Good for next year. We're pulling down the can't remember what this is called right now. I'm having a brain fart. The kale I don't care about. Property owner says we can keep anything that's cold resistant in the garden. We can still access it. The broccoli, that's toast. Hey, look at that. I guess we're having broccoli for dinner today. Broccoli's a cool weather plant, guys. So it always does nicer in the cool weather. It does not do well in hot. It bolts. So I'll probably come through here, cut all these little broccoli florets off before we pull these plants. Ow, fucking thistle. Remember my cucumber experiment? We tried to plant late. Well, that didn't work. They're all dead. Half of them are missing. This is all weeds, completely taken over that garden bed. What do we got down here? What's left down here? Well, we got an eggplant. All right, well, we're going to take the eggplants home. We have Brussels sprouts. We have some. See, we have some Brussels sprouts growing. So I'll go through those. Brussels sprouts are cold weather plants too. So, oh, okay, well, looks like we got a bunch of Brussels sprouts. So I'll probably come through here today and cut a bunch of these lower leaves off so we can kind of open these plants up. That was the carrot bed. You guys saw that when we pulled the carrots out. We stripped the dill out, the cilantro out. There's a little bit of dill growing here. See, there's a little bit of dill growing, but it didn't grow as fast as I needed it to, so we're not even going to worry. We're going to let that go. We're going to pull those green onions, take them home. The Thai basil right here, that's finished. Over here we've got some rosemary plants growing in here, and they're nice. So I'm gonna leave those today, and I'm gonna come back with some pots, and I'm gonna transplant those into pots and bring them home. We've got some curly parsley that really did not do good this year. It was totally overshadowed, and it got very little sun. Normally by now, guys, this plant would be like a massive green blob, and I haven't harvested any of that this year. This is white sage, and I mostly grew that so I could use it to smudge my house with. That's kale. Haven't harvested a single leaf out of that. That's going to be trash today. This is dino kale, and I didn't know it was dino kale when I planted it, and it just kind of grew. I don't eat dino kale whatsoever, so that's going in the trash. We've got this beautiful rhubarb Swiss chard. So I'm going to keep the nice leaves. Swiss chard is cold tolerant, so I don't have to worry about it. So we're going to thin the Swiss chard out, get rid of the bad shit. And this rainbow Swiss chard here too, right? And then we've got this Swiss chard. So we're going to get rid of all the crappy leaves underneath. I'm going to keep some of these nice leaves. And what I'll do is when I harvest that, I'm just going to take it home, dry it out in the dehydrator, turn it into powder, same as that. And then we're just going to make like a superfood powder. So that's basically the plan for today. So I'm going to get going with my kids, going to give them some tasks. They're going to start working on their own, and I am going to start stripping pepper plants. I think that's my plan today. I'm just going to start at one end of the pepper patch and work my way forward, and that'll basically be a separate video. I'll kind of walk you guys through that. All right, I'll get back to filming and finishing this segment after we do a bunch of other stuff. So I figured I'd give you guys a walkthrough and show you where we ended up today. We've got all of the dino kale out and the other kale out. That's gone. Those stems the kids couldn't get out of the ground, so I got the sage is here, rosemary, and parsley, curly parsley is still in the ground. We pulled the green onions that were here, so they're gone. We didn't touch anything in this back row yet, so we still have the Brussels sprouts are here, the broccoli and everything is still down there. We haven't got to that one yet. I did not get to the tomatoes. As you can see, we haven't even gotten to them today, and I don't even know if I'll pick them. It's a long weekend here, so I might just come back maybe Monday. All right, so we got all the peppers out. I'll show you guys the tote of the peppers, well, the multiple totes of peppers. So we got all the peppers pulled all the way down to the end. We've got all the beets out. There's the rest of the red beets is just that little patch, and I'm saving those for myself. Probably pull them next weekend to make pickled beets. And we got all the golden beets out. And so realistically, oh, and we got the cucamelons out. Remember, this was all that great big massive green wall of cucamelons. We've got that pulled, and we got all the Blue Lake pole beans pulled. That whole thing was all beans. And then remember, we had the Malabar spinach right there, and that's gone too. So we made pretty good progress today. We only have tomatoes left and some Brussels sprouts and broccoli, kale, eggplant, and some herbs and stuff to pull. And then look at the cucamelons on the ground. Look at them all. You'd think that a squirrel was trying to hide them here for the winter time. Look at, there's hundreds and hundreds. There's probably 1,000 cucamelons sitting right here, right on the ground right now. We kind of missed the boat a little bit for picking them, even here. And they fall off the vine real easy too. So when you're picking cucamelons, sometimes they'll just fall right off. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Just trying to keep you guys updated on what we're doing in the garden. A lot of you are probably in the same boat as me right now, unless you're in a super warm state like Texas or something where you guys can, essentially just keep growing. So, all right, I'm going home. I'm hungry. It's been a long day. We put a lot of work in. But before I go, I'm going to show you guys everything we harvested. Start at the top. We have all of the dried Blue Lake bush beans. We got a big old bag of them right here. And if you dry them on the plant, listen, if you dry them on the plant, then you can just take them home, lay them out on some newspaper, let them finish up for a few days to get the moisture out. And then we can start pulling those apart. We got all the peppers done. So we have Hungarian paprika right there. I think there's a poblano they were given to me. We have an absolute disastrous jalapeno harvest this year. It was a total shit show. The Almas underneath, these Alma paprika peppers, and a lot of them aren't ripe yet. You can see they're kind of that creamy yellow color. These are not ripe. They need to be bright red like an apple. So I'm hoping they'll ripen at my house. We have 2 full totes of sweet peppers. We've got the red beets. We have a big bag of cucamelons, and I'm gonna try to pickle those. We have pounds of green onions. And then we have the red beets. Oh, sorry, the golden beets. You guys can't really see in the light, but here, there, now you can see. They're orange, and some of them have these beautiful, see if I can find one here. Maybe not. Let's see. Is this one gonna work? Yeah. They've got these beautiful yellow and orange and red striations on them. They remind me of a sunset. And I hear these are tastier than red beets. So we've got that. So that's basically everything we harvested today. We got a whole lot of work done thanks to my kiddos. Couldn't have done it without them. Thanks, boys. And Aunt Donna, I have beets coming for you. All right? So an update video, guys, showing you where we're at. And now I get to spend the rest of this weekend processing that food down, and then probably the rest of the week processing that. I still have leeks left over from last weekend, and I still have 2 huge totes of carrots in my basement that I still have to process down from 2 weeks ago. If you guys haven't seen my carrot video, you got to watch that. I pulled over 200 pounds of carrots out of a 40-foot bed with 4 rows. We picked somewhere in the realm between 950 and 1,000 carrots. It was just the craziest harvest ever. So if you haven't watched that one, you got to watch that one. Hope you liked it. Have an awesome day, guys. Grow good food. See ya.